Hey guys, I'm Sonny's Barbecue Pitmaster Shannon Snell. Welcome to another Tales from the Pit. You guys have asked some questions, so I'm here to answer your burning barbecue questions. Got some fire over here and got some questions next to me, so let's get started. All right, question number 1. What is the cheapest barbecue dish to make and how to prepare it? In my opinion, it would probably be pulled pork. Pork butts run you somewhere between $1.20 and $1.50 per pound. You get about a 10-pound butt. Now, it's one of my favorites, and I know if I'm looking to do something really quick and do something for a lot of people, you don't want to spend like hundreds of dollars. That's just not the idea. That's not the move. How do you prepare it? Just check out some of our Tales from the Pit, and you can see how we prepare pulled pork. It's very simple, very easy. So that's just gonna add to your barbecue culinary arts experience. So that's the answer, and there you go. All right, next question. What is your favorite side dish and why? This is easy. So since I was a kid, I've been a humongous fan of macaroni and cheese. I remember when I first had mac and cheese, as far back as I can remember, my grandmother's mac and cheese recipe was absolutely phenomenal. And it was just something about that mac and cheese that takes me back to my childhood, right? Actually sitting around the grill, the flames shooting up, it takes me back to my childhood because that's what we used to do when we were younger. That's what we used to do for parties. So my favorite side dish is mac and cheese because it takes me back. All right, let's see, next question. What is your favorite barbecue sauce and what do you like to put on it? So, believe it or not, Sonny sweet sauce is my favorite barbecue sauce. This is not a Tales from the Pit thing. This is not a Sonny's thing. That sweet sauce is legendary, right? I have like 5 jars of it in my refrigerator that go constantly, so there's always a switch out on it. But it's great for everything. It's great for pork, beef, chicken. It is one of those sauces that the consistency behind it is just, it's never really changed. So love it to death, and it really is one of my staples and one of my favorite sauces. All right, next up. Wow, this is actually a great question. Have you ever competed in a barbecue competition? If so, what was the experience like? That's actually a very good question. I was actually in a competition last weekend, but I've competed in probably over 40, 50 competitions over my barbecue journey. Competitions are fun. When you're on the barbecue trail, when you're doing competitions, you're gonna find some, first of all, barbecue cooks that are, the cooks that are out there on that trail, they're phenomenal. They do some things out there that you would never see in any restaurant around the world, nor would you maybe even think of. But yeah, I've had a first place trophy in Mulberry back in 2015, and I've came in top 10 numerous times. It's tough, all right? You're basically competing from, it starts a week ahead of time on a Monday. So the competitions normally last on a Friday and a Saturday, and you pretty much get all week to get prepared. You have competitions that include pork, beef, chicken, and ribs. And we talk about it in our previous Tales from the Pit videos. That one bite that's gonna separate you from the rest of the competition. All right, we talk about that love that we put into the rub, that love that we put into the sauce and even in the protein. Well, in the competition, it's magnified 20 times over because you're only gonna have one time or one shot to impress a judge, right? And that judge is gonna score you anywhere from a 7.5, which at the lowest scale, to a perfect 10 on taste, tenderness, and box appearance. It really is tough, it's fun, it's rewarding, but it is one of those things where I urge everybody to try a barbecue competition or go to one because it really is, it is the mecca of what we do at barbecue. So, all right, next question. What are some tips for getting the perfect char on meats? I love this one. Perfect tip for getting some chars on meats is to, first of all, cook at a high enough temperature. We talk about searing, and you can generally do it on a propane grill or do it over charcoal, right? Charcoal, you want it to get up to right around 500, 550 degrees, or even on a propane burner, you can get the temperature up that high. You should only flip one time. So if you have a chicken breast that you're trying to get char on, or chicken wings, or a steak, or burgers, you should only flip it one time, okay? You can put diamond marks in it, but the longer you leave it down, the more you're building that char, the more you're building that nice, juicy, burnt, if you will, that darkened crust on that side, that makes it taste amazing. A lot of times one of the mistakes that people make is that they flip it too early or that they continuously flip it, all right? Once it's continuously flipping, it's really hard to put char marks on it because that meat no longer can get that indentation. The rawness is cooked away and you're basically cooking cooked meat and you're just cooking all the juice out of it at that point. All right, there's one hanging out the bottom here, so we're gonna take this one. Seems like this is gonna be a burning one that you want me to answer. And it is, okay? What is the most unique barbecue dish you've ever tried? Wow, what is the most unique barbecue dish I've ever tried? I tried some smoked salmon with caviar on it. So when I saw the salmon, I thought that was great, but then I saw like these little, black balls on top, and I'm like, what is that? And they said, oh, this is caviar on top with this reduction. Now, I was kind of hesitant to do it because I was like, I like smoked salmon, but to eat caviar with it may turn me off from eating smoked salmon ever again. I gotta say, it was like one of the most decadent, kind of like creamy salmons I've ever had, and I really enjoyed it. Just everything paired well together. I don't know if that sounds weird, but I still don't like caviar, but the dish was great. It was really weird. I don't know what they put in it. They actually didn't tell me, but I know it was caviar on it, right? And caviar is pretty expensive, so it was a unique dish. Will I ever eat it again? I'm not gonna pay for it myself, but if somebody presents me with it, I probably will try it. But smoked salmon with caviar with some sort of sweet reduction on it was the most unique barbecue dish I ever tried. So yeah, there we go. All right, guys, this is the last question. How long do you cook brisket for? Oh, I mean, goodness gracious. So if you go down and check our Tales from the Pit videos, I did a brisket video for you, right? Generally, you cook brisket for as low as 8 hours all the way up to 13 to 14 hours. I've seen 13 or 14 hours briskets. Here's the thing about brisket, right? You have a gauge, right? Between 200 and 205 degrees is the temp that you should be temping it to see if you're ready to pull it off. Too many times I've seen people be stuck on a temperature and not stuck on tenderness. So what does that mean? Well, whenever 205 or 200, between 200 and 205 is when you should be probing that brisket to check for tenderness. And what is that supposed to feel like? Well, take a probe and stick it into room temperature peanut butter. That's exactly what a done brisket should feel like, right? There should be no give. It should slide in and out very easily. All right, when it's at that point, it's time for the brisket to come off. I've seen briskets get done at 212 degrees. Matter of fact, we talked competition. I was at that competition. My brisket didn't get done until 211 degrees. And I'm telling you what, between 205 when you think the brisket's done versus 211 degrees, that's a big range. That 7 degrees means a lot, all right? It means a ton because those fibers, they're still stuck together. They're still kind of working, all right? Now, there's points that you have to get past the stall. When it hits 160, 165, 170, it's at a stall stage, so you have to wrap it. So there's points that you have to get past the stall, but try not to go off of temperature, okay? A smart man back in the day told me brisket's done when it's done. So when it feels like that room temperature peanut butter, that's when you can probe it and it slides in and out very easily, that's when you know it's done. So once again, go back into the video in our Tales from the Pit series, check out our brisket. It'll give you a little bit better gauge of what that looks like. All right, guys, that's it. Last burning barbecue question. Thank you guys for commenting and thank you for asking those questions when you did. Please feel free to ask more down in the comment section. That would be super awesome. We'll answer more in future videos. Other than that, make sure you like and subscribe and also hit the notification bell. That's super important because whenever a video pops up, you'll be the first to know. I'm Sonny's BBQ Pitmaster Shannon Snell. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time.